Greetings, AMCers. John Campea here with AMC Movie News, and big news for those of us who are fans of sci-fi and fantasy. After 137 years since the last Lord of the Rings film, 2 directors, a bunch of rights, production rights switching between 18 different companies, director Peter Jackson and producer Peter Jackson and writer Peter Jackson has put on his Facebook page that There and Back Again and An Unexpected Journey, the 2 Hobbit films, have finished shooting. They're done. Principal photography is done. Peter Jackson wrote this today on his Facebook page. He said, "We made it. Shoot day 266 and the end of principal photography on The Hobbit. Thanks to our fantastic cast and crew for getting us this far, and to all of you for your support. Next stop, the cutting room. Oh, and Comic-Con." So it makes it a little bit more real for fans like me who at some point in my life never thought this day would finally come, but The Hobbit is indeed coming. They're done shooting. Joining me right now is AMC Movie News Associate Editor Roth Cornett. And Roth,
hello.
What do you think this does for the anticipation level? Do you think this is going to get people even more excited hearing that these films are now done shooting?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. I think that I think a few of those numbers were perhaps a little bit exaggerated, John.
132 years, a scientific fact.
Scientific fact, but I think that is what it felt like to fans for a long time, because people would get excited, and then they would sort of fall back, and then they would get excited again, and then they would fall back. And I think eventually everyone just sort of said, you know what, I don't believe it till I see it. And they've started.
I was one of those people.
Yeah,
I was really one of those people for a long time.
And then of course it was with the switch back to Jackson as a director. I think that people felt good about that, but they also wondered, am I really going to see something I haven't seen before? Can we go back to The Hobbit again? Can we go back to Middle Earth again? And I think that you can. I think ultimately that you can. There was a teaser trailer that was released in the winter that I think seeded a little bit of excitement, but still people were holding back.
It was so far away still.
It was so far away. They showed some footage at CinemaCon. I think that wrapping production and then whatever we're going to see at Comic-Con, and I don't know what that is, but whatever we're going to see at Comic-Con is going to go far and away to build excitement for this film. Another thing too is that they released a lot of stills. They released a lot of screenshots that I think that people started to go, okay, this looks really cool, and I'm excited to revisit these characters again. Ian McKellen, they talked to Entertainment Weekly, and Ian McKellen said, hey, listen, there's a whole generation of people that haven't seen The Lord of the Rings on the big screen. Perhaps they've been introduced to it on DVD, but this is their chance to really see it on the big screen and in 3D. And he said, of course, it's going to blow everybody's mind. Now, Peter Jackson also addressed sort of expanding out some of the Lord of the Rings characters who had really minor roles in The Hobbit. And he's like, listen, we wanted to fill this out. He said, in the movie, we want these characters to have storylines, have a little more substance than they do in the book. But almost everything we're doing is from Tolkien somewhere. I think that people are going to be really interested to see how he makes that work and stay true to canon, which he absolutely has done to date. So I think those are the things that are going to start to build the fan fervor for this film. I'm excited to see it. The one thing that I'm really interested in seeing, because I wasn't at CinemaCon, is the 48 frames per second. I think that's going to be a huge interest for cinephiles, if not perhaps the general movie-going audience.
There were a lot of people at CinemaCon, I was there, that weren't really thrilled with the look of 48 frames. I gotta admit, I was one of the ones who wasn't really thrilled with it, but we'll see how it turns out. But I'm like one of those people. I just didn't know if I could believe that this movie was coming or not. And it was just the other day here in the AMC office here at AMC Burbank 16 that I said, hey, I just saw, I think it was the Total Film magazine cover.
Yes.
Either Total Film or Empire magazine with The Hobbit on the cover. And I said,
wait, yeah, it was Empire.
It was Empire. And I said, I don't know why, but seeing this magazine cover has suddenly got me really excited about The Hobbit again. But we want to know what you guys think. Are you guys excited now that shooting is complete? Has that amped up your excitement for The Hobbit? Both of the films coming in Christmas, of course, this year and then Christmas next year. Let us know in the comments section below. Listen, folks, don't forget you can buy your movie tickets 24/7. Get all your movie news and all your film and theater information at amctheaters.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. For Roth Cornett, my name is John Campea. Thanks for joining us here on AMC Movie News. And until next time, bye-bye.